And welcome back. My name is Matt, aka Road Jedi 88. We are getting into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes tutorial, player level 18. The last 3 videos have been incredibly short, right? And I have explained in those last several videos why I'm breaking it down this way. Because some people just simply need it that way for them. The rest of us, it's in a playlist. We see that. We can work with that. I'm going to come down here. There's a new journey quest where we are getting a training bot and some ability parts. Some parts for our ability upgradings. Reach player level 18 to unlock allies. Well, yeah, we did do that now, didn't we? Let's claim on our next daily quest. And we're probably close to another promotion. Let's get some character upgrades before we go into battle. Okay, because they're all there. And we're being taught about squads now. Yes, squads, you can actually go with what they recommend. A lot of it, they align with what's called journey guides, which we don't have access to just yet. It will not be available until player level 27. So, until then, what they're recommending, this is a lot of what this ties. They do tie into what you're gonna do in turning guides. They do tie in with other patches, but if you need them in other forms, you can create your own new squad. You can say, okay, well, I want there to be a squad specifically for my Jedis, the Jedis that I've been building, the Jedis that I trust. And go into characters, or wait, hold on. Look at it. Jedis. Create new squad. So, we're going to come through here and we can select. I would want old Ben in the lead at this moment. Now, you can change these. You can edit these. It doesn't have to stay like this forever. I want Jedis in this squad specifically. And confirm the squad. We're going to call it, well, okay. Let's take a different approach. Let's take a slightly different approach. Bear with me. No. Okay. Get out of my finger paths, Darth Vader. Alright. Well, okay. I was hoping for another member of the Jedi Council, and old Ben is after the Jedi Council, but alright, well, you're right. We'll just say Jedi, and you can give it a more specific purpose to, well, I guess that's not a character allowed in this, but you can give it a more specific designation as to what it is. Old Ben squad, say, just an example. And now you have a squad. You can keep your hyper-focus, your focus point. Now, we've been flagging them. Yes, that's one way of going about it. But this is another way of breaking it down if you're looking for them specifically. So, but I'm going to go up to characters now and take a look at the characters we've been getting ability parts for. Because we want them hit strong in their skills. We want them to be hitting the gym. We don't want them looking like shrimps on a battlefield. They're going to go out into a battlefield. They better know how to be able to get off that battlefield alive, right? That's what we want for these guys. To be able to walk off the battlefield alive. Because battlefields are not a playground. At least not in my veteran experience. Because my battlefield is mostly state security locations, or units. Battlefields come in different forms, just like prisons. They come in different forms too. We got another free free food for our college tutorial here. As college students, rule number one, you never turn down free food. Unless you want to be starving during the test. But, so, yesterday we worked through Cantina Battles Tier 1. We have completed Light Side Battles Tier 1. Now we have Dark Side Battles Tier 1 we want to work through. So let's work through it. Okay, now what is this? Borrow units from your allies to help you in battle. They'll fill the 6th slot in your squad. A borrowed unit's leader ability is active during battle. Okay, I want to break this down just a little bit more for you. Allies. When you go into battle and you are offered to offer an invite, they're gonna end up in your ally slot here. You can see that you've invited them, request status, and you can manage that friendship. Now, you see a player that's gone inactive. I mean, unless their squad is still healthy, like strong. But here's the thing: I went about 5 years of not playing. Right, the characters I had at that time, they were good, but to this day standard, they're probably a little behind. So how long of a friendship do you want with an inactive player? But here's the other thing. Because I know I can create an alliance with players who have their characters relic amplified at gear tier 13s with 7-star rarities, character level 85, abilities trained to the max, and modded up with relic amplifiers. Because I know I can get allies like that, I don't know what to expect right now with the people they are offering to me right now, because they are matching with my player level and my power level. And players go into a game, they take it out for the first time, and then they question, do I really want to stay committed to this? I don't know. And they bounce, right? So right now, I don't know which of these possible allies are going to be that person. You want an alliance with someone who's going to be a strong, long-standing alliance, for one. Two, or at least for as long as you're in the game. And alliances change. They always do. That's it. That's even a real world application. Just a real world fact, even. But even in this fictional world, in the game, that is the truth too. So right now, I see the first 3 characters here, they haven't even been geared up. They have not been geared up. Now, the Talias are at a 3-star rarity, and you don't see Talia in our squad yet. We have not seen Talia offered to us yet, have we? No, we have not. So someone might be playing. Now we have someone at a green gear tier with a Moff Gideon and a First Order Stormtrooper and a Talia. Now these are people that tells me they might possibly be playing. We don't know for certain. I can't really check in to see the status of that player's activity, of their last activity. It will not show me that. But I can test them out. Stormtroopers. Okay, so at this point, they're probably, in your lower level, player level position, they're probably more or less serving as an extra punching bag in your squad for your enemies to dish out their hits to. Kind of with the adding a little statistical chance that your squad members don't get wiped out, so that you can come out with a 3-star victory. Not that I really need that extra help, because this is why we put focus on the gym. This is why we send our characters to the gym before we send them into battle, so that we don't have to be in complete dependency mode with an ally. This player has no guild. Well, we don't have a guild either. There's no way of identifying the last activity of this player, and I kind of wish they did provide that. I do wish EA Games took that into consideration for the alliance deals, because why would you not want some allies that might be able to help you in tougher battles when you build up more and get to harder battles? Why would you not want an ally who might have a character probably better sufficient than what you might have, that could contribute a little extra help to your squad? Why would you not want that? And okay, if those that inactive players' characters are muscled up, then okay, maybe make use of them. But the game evolves, it builds, it grows. Again, just as last week, they've done a whole change on the layout. They're adding new characters. The relic amplifiers, they were just barely introducing that when I left the game 5 years ago. Zeta abilities, it's kind of like a minor thing now in comparison to what they were back when I was playing it. The game evolves. It never stays the same. So at some point, if you're staying in the game and you're coinciding with the evolution of the game changes, some of these inactive players that look strong, it still would be nice to know how long have they been inactive, because there's probably some housekeeping stuff that has been neglected in their character that is not going to be bringing anything to the table. Possibly. It depends on the timeline status that we are playing this at. This player is at player level 18. No guild, but we're no better. We're really not. But for now, and this is not to be rude to this player, maybe I will see him again in the ally lineup. Maybe I'll see this player again, finally with a guild, a little more built up. That will tell me something. For now, I'm not going to put an ally invite. And it is not in disrespect to that person. But an ally for a battle is to bring extra help to the battle to help compensate for where you might not be able to have it. And those are the kind of allies you want to have. You want those types of allies. I'll go with Talia. I'm going to switch Old Ben out for, or not Old Ben, the fake child of the solos. And I say that because Ben was actually Ben Skywalker, not Solo, in the New Jedi Order 1990s and 2000s book series. The kids were, the Solo kids were twin brothers, sisters, Jason and Jaden. And the youngest brother was Anakin Solo. Those were the Solo kids. In the Young Jedi Knight and the New Jedi Order book series. And honestly, they were born even before the Young Jedi Knights book series. Like they would have been born sometime between the book Queen of the Empire and Young Jedi Knights, when we finally get a little more involvement with them. Queen of the Empire is when Han and Leia were actually getting ready to get married. So, send ally requests, once again, not for now. Okay, this is just for now. Because we're playing, we're staying active, and we're gonna build up. We're gonna get ourselves a guild. We are gonna get ourselves with some relic amplified characters with full star rarity, abilities to the max, and mods on our characters. And when we're gonna want allies like that as well. Okay, we're gonna want allies doing the same thing we are as well, but they're probably with different characters that we just haven't gotten to yet. But here's the other thing: stay on top of taking care of your characters, because why would they want to be allies with someone who doesn't take care of their characters? If we're thinking in this mentality, I want an ally who can bring something to the table in my battles, they're gonna look at you the same way. They're gonna question, do I want to accept this ally request with this person who for the last week doesn't look like they've even done any muscling up? you know, and that might be that might seem and feel petty because we have lives and sometimes we have busy weeks. But again, if you're gonna sit there and question, do I want this person as my ally for future battles? You got to take into consideration when they see you sending an invite to them in their inbox, they're gonna take a look at your status and they're gonna ask the same question: do I want this person to be my ally? What are you bringing to the table to their squads? What are you going to bring? What is it about your characters that you're working on that you have to offer to their squads? Will they want you as their ally? That's what you have to ask yourself. You have to ask, do I want this player to be my ally? And will this player want me as their ally? So you got to look at it in both ways, both sides of the fence there. We're going to continue running the battles until we see a player level up, which could be at the end of the lineup. That's how it's been the last couple tier battles that we've done. So see, we kind of ran up some of the higher gear tiered ones. And this is one reason why at this point, it's almost not wise to be jumping straight to sending ally requests, because then you're going to have a lot in your ally invites to clean up probably about a month. Like maybe say a month later to clean out of your inbox. Like, why did I send this request? It didn't respond. However, here's another thing. That is actually one time you can finally get to see just how inactive they have been. Once you put that invite, it'll show up in your request box, in your ally request box, and it will show you there just how long that player has been inactive. So you do have that way of finding out. I have oftentimes found that when you find a guild, you're going to quickly find the allies that you want. Once you find the guild that is the right niche for you, the right fitting for you, and we'll get to that when we get to that point. But guilds, they have guild leaders, they have guild officers, and those leaders and officers a lot of times have been playing, they're only in that position because they've been playing the game for a while, which means they're going to have a lot of times, not every time, but a lot of times, especially if the guild is very active, if it is a guild that is very much alive and still active, those officers and leaders, they're going to be the allies you might want to have an alliance with. But again, what are you going to bring to their fight? What do your characters have to offer to their fight? Why are they going to want you to be their ally as well? Think of it like this. If for anyone who can relate to this. Okay, for me, as I pointed out, I'm a veteran. I have PTSD. With that comes the beginning phase was not handling it very well. It scared the crap out of me. You know, I was having vivid visual hallucinations, some intense paranoid thinkings, even in my own living room, at home in my own living room while watching TV. Like, what the heck? It disoriented my identity and my location a lot at the start when my PTSD from veteran service work first sparked up. It scared the daylights out of me. And one of the first things I did naturally out of response was trying to handle it myself. I tried to self-medicate. And when I did that, it got me in a little bit of trouble. I got to see the flip side of what I used to serve, the opposite side of it. And I had to get myself into sober recovering. Well, sober recovering, you have to have a sponsor. My first sponsor was supposedly a priest. I figured, okay, this could probably be a good influence to encourage me, to remind me what I was raised with, the reason why I joined in the service, in any service, and why I want the sobriety for myself and for my home life. And when I was about halfway through working on my steps, he relapsed. And that put me, it put a lot of self-doubt in myself. It disappointed me. It angered me a little. And I had to find myself a new sponsor. Look at your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, allies, and guilds like that. Are they active? And are they going to bring something to the table? And will you have something to offer to them? It is a thing of accountability almost. Maybe not from player to player, but like from player to guild and guild to player. There's a great deal of accountability there to ensure that the guild is staying alive and active, and yet you're in one that's not going to disappoint you. That's not just going to go dead on you, right? Because you need a guild as part of the game to be able to progress. And the guild needs you in order for them to progress. We're being offered a chance to recruit allies. But what good is it to recruit an ally who is inactive? And the game, like life, never stops. It goes on. It continues on without us or not, whether we're with it or not. It is going to continue on, and this game is doing the same thing. So, are you on board or are you not? Is a guild going to be like a sponsor to you? And is it one that's going to be one that you can trust? Are you and your ally, you're from player to player, going to be able to kind of be a not necessarily a one-on-one sober recovery sponsor per se, not like that, but I'm using it as a parallel example in the concept that there needs to be dependability. So we've gotten our Tier 1 Dark Side Battles player level up 19. We did not recruit any allies because we don't know who we can trust. You got to take a little time, step a foot into the water, test to see if it is a fit for you. But the guilds, I've walked into guilds, asked, hey, is this guild alive? Nobody answers. And there's no guild events happening. There's no raids happening. There's no guild tickets being built up. That's a dead guild. Get out. That is a relapsed sponsor. That's a sponsor who is relapsed. Okay? And again, when you put an ally request to someone, you can take a look to see how long they've been inactive. Now, this is a game. This isn't real life. This is not sober recovery. I get that. But the point, you need someone current. You need a guild that's alive. You need dependability when you're teaming up with other players in the game, and that is going to be through your allies, your ally invites, and your guild invites. You need that dependability, and they need that dependability from you. That's all I'm saying. So, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comments, questions, suggestions down below. That was player level 18 for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes tutorial. And I will see you in player level 19 Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes tutorial. Thank you for following, and may the Force be with you.